Have you ever had a dream where it was weird and nonsensical and starred a random celebrity in it? Well, you've come to the right place. Because today we are talking about my dreams. Because my dreams are weird and nonsensical and star random celebrities that aren't so random to me, but are probably random to anyone who's watching this, but they are iconic. And yes, my best friend has been wondering why I dream of these things and has been trying to experiment with me, has been trying to see if there's a correlation between the foods that I eat and my dreams. But we haven't really come to any conclusion yet. A little bit of background. I dream almost every single night. And they're very lucid and they're very vivid. And the majority of the time, they star one person. They are a celebrity, and I have talked about them before on this channel. And yes, it's Luke Hemmings. Don't ask me why he is always in my dreams. He just is. He's just there in all of my dreams. Well, most of them, not all of them, but in most of them. I don't know why, but he somehow stars in all of them, or he's like a background character. So we are going to go down the path of exploring these dreams that I've had with Luke Hemmings. Now, I am turning this into a series because I've had several dreams that star this man. Today, we are starting off with a dream that I had last year in early 2023. And I'm going to recall it to the best of my ability. And it may not make sense, but just know in the dream that it did make sense. It starts off with me at like this private event. There was also a bunch of other people there as well. So then 5 seconds of summer, walk into this like courtyard area where like this private event is being held, right? And everyone swarms them, but I'm kind of like at the back, because you know what, I'm not like the other girls, you know? I'm different. And for some reason, I then hit it off with Luke Hemmings, and we get along so well. We fist bump each other and we're like, hell yeah, man. You're cool, we're cool. And then he has to go and leave. But before he leaves, right, as he's getting into the car, he's like, I will call you because we exchanged numbers. By the way, I will be referring to Luke Hemmings as Luke because we're on a first name basis now. We're besties. And there may or may not be a little truth to that, but I won't get into that because I like to be mysterious. I then go to my apartment, so I'm like scrolling on my phone waiting for Luke to call me, right? But then I'm like, you know what, he's probably going to call me when I'm doing something else, right? When like I'm occupied. So I put the phone down and I get off my bed and then I go and do laundry. As I'm like folding up the laundry, I'm just like, what if he had called me? Oh shit, my phone is on Do Not Disturb, meaning that I won't be able to hear his phone call coming through because my phone's on Do Not Disturb. So I run to the bed, and guess who's called me? Luke. He's called me. And I'm just like here freaking out. But it's okay, because he's texted me. But he hasn't texted me like anything normal. He's texted me about nuts. And not just any nuts. I'm talking about like movie posters that have to do with squirrels and nuts. And I think he was like asking me like if I'd seen those movies, and then I lied to him because I am a people pleaser. I was like, yeah, this movie was really good. I had never seen the movie before, but I was like, you know what, it will boost his ego, so like he'll like me more, right, if I like this movie. And so then I'm like in a car getting driven to where Luke and I had like uh said that we'd meet, right? Which is like in the city, somewhere in the city. The people driving me there, right, are like they are really concerned for me because they think that I'm getting catfished, right? Even though I've met the man before, they're like, what if you're getting catfished? So I go and call him and I'm just like waiting for him to pick up, but he doesn't pick up. So like the phone call goes to his voicemail, and then I show like the voicemail, and it's like, "Hi, this is Luke Hemmings" or something like that. Please call me back. And they're like, "This is legit. This is Luke Hemmings." I get to like the city center, like close to where we're about to meet, and this is where like he calls me. And so I pick up the phone, and I'm like, "Hi," and he's like, "Where are you?" And I'm just like, I'm on my way. And he's like, did you know that they're selling Five Stars merch at this store that I'm out the front of? The merch is on sale for 15% off. I kid you not. There was a full-on ad for their merch in my dream. Once I hung up, I'm like, oh shit. I have to now go and get Five Stars merch. Otherwise, he's going to think that like I'm going to disappoint him if I don't get his merch. So then I go to the closest store, which is JJ's, and then I walk into the store, and for some reason like this store is like closing down or something like that because there's like barely anything like on the shelves. But I go to like the merch section of the store, and for some reason they had like a whole rack of Five Stars merch for 20% off, by the way. So Luke, you were scamming me. You know what? I understand. You've got to get that money. You've got to get those sales. You've got to be that businessman, you know? For some reason, it was all sold out. So here I am freaking out and going like, oh my God, I can't get the Five Stars merch. What's he going to think of me? I walk out the store empty-handed. And then I end up going down a bunch of escalators and then up them again. Because at this point, we're playing Marco Polo. Like, I'm on the phone with him going like, where are you? And he's like, come find me. He was like coming down the escalator, I was going up, and then we finally see each other. And then once we meet up for a second time, it was quite awkward because we didn't know what to say to each other. You know how like you meet someone for like the first time and it's like you're like getting to know them, and like the second time you're still in that phase, like you now know them but like you don't really know what to talk about yet because you don't know them that well yet. So you're like kind of in that awkward like getting to know phase. That's like where we were at. We go in front of the store that he was like talking about earlier, right? And it started with like a C. I don't know. It started off with a C. I can't remember the name of the store. I'm pretty sure I made it up though. And it was like a furniture restoration, like a record store all in one. So it sold like furniture and also records. And honestly, it was a cute store. He goes to me when we're at the front of the store and he's like, did you know that we have a chair line? I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, we have a chair line. Five Stars chair merch. Here I am going like, what? Five Stars chair merch. And he's like, yeah, you want to come and see? And I'm like, okay, I want to see the fucking Five Stars chair merch. So he takes me inside. I follow him inside and we pass like a bunch of records that like are from his band, right? And then we don't stop to look at the records, but we go straight to the chair section. And oh my God, this chair design. I just had the realization that for some reason, every time that Luke is in my dream, I dream about chairs. This chair design was an office chair, like just a black office chair, right? that had no like 5 stars labeling on it. You wouldn't even know it was 5 stars merch, right? But for some reason, it had a squishmallow like stitched to the back of it. And I'm not talking about like the headrest. I'm talking about like the back of the chair. And it was such an odd placing. And he's just like, try out the chair. Try it out. And I'm like, okay. And so I go and I sit on the chair, and you know, props to them. It was a comfy chair. I was here testing it out, really giving it a good test because I needed to know if it was durable. I needed to know if it was a good chair, if it was good quality. And it was. It passed the test. And so here I am on this chair still. An employee from the store is now next to him, and he's like, do you want the chair? Like, not the employee, but Luke is like, do you want the chair? And I'm just like, I'm broke. I can't afford the chair. Then he's just like, it's okay. I'll get the chair for you. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for the chair for you. And I'm here like, okay, well if you're paying for it, then like, okay, I'll get the chair. And for some reason, he was paying for the chair. I don't know where he ordered the chair to. Because did he know where I lived in the dream? Or was he like ordering it to his house and then I have to go and pick it up? I don't know like how he was going to get the chair to me, but he was paying for the chair. Okay, he was paying for the chair. He was making sure it would be delivered somehow, that chair would get to me. Once the whole chair payment process is like done, we walk out of the store, right? And then he's just like to me, oh, I'm going to go back to my hotel. And I'm just like, okay, because I have no place to like stay. And I'm like, I'm here thinking, oh, he's going to invite me to like the hotel. He's probably gotten me a room. No. He literally goes, oh yeah, like I'm going to go back to the hotel now, but I got you a place to stay. And then right like in front of the store, there's another store. And it's like a nail salon. And like the walls are like glass, but like a patch of it is like fogged, if that makes sense. He's like, this is where you're going to be staying for the night. And I'm here like, what? Like legit, you could see through the window and there was just like a mattress. There was like a twin-size mattress in the fucking store. Just like in the corner. And he's like, this is where you're staying. I rented this store for you to stay in for the night. And I'm here like, thank you. And then that's how the dream ended.